Hi everyone, this is Jill from stampwithjill.com and Fun Stamper's Journey, and today is my first Facebook Live. I can't even believe that I'm doing it. I said I would never do it, but here we are. So today we are going to make a card, and I chose a really clean and simple Gnome for the holidays card, and here it is. I don't even know how to hold these up in front of the camera. So we are going to make this little cutie today, so let's get started. First I need to flip my camera, so hold on a second. You'll probably see a little bit of my ceiling. All right, so now you should see my workspace. Put my card in there so I can get the words to go the right way. Hold on. There we go. All right, so now we're ready to get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create the base for this card. So I have a whipped cream cardstock, which is 4 1/4 by 11. I'm a little nervous, so if I mess up, try not to hold it against me. Okay, so the Gnome for the holidays stamp set looks like this. There are 3 gnomes, a tree, some sentiments. It's in the Fun Stamper's Journey holiday catalog. The bundle sells for $35.90, and at the end of the video you can head on over to my blog and I'll have some links and stuff posted. All right, so back to the card. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna stamp some trees in green olive across the center of the card. So we're just gonna ink these up. I usually put a tree first in the center, and then we're gonna go all the way across the card like that. And then this last one. All right, so they're a little bit crooked, but for this first one, we're gonna go with it. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna stamp the Merry Christmas across the bottom in black licorice ink. I'm gonna go ahead and ink that up. I'm gonna put that right along the bottom of the card, like that, okay? Then the next part we're gonna do is we're gonna add the sky. I'm gonna bring the sample back in. We're gonna make the sky and the dirt, and then we're gonna work on the gnome. All right, so we're gonna use pan pastels for the sky and the dirt that the trees are in. So I have turquoise, and this one is burnt sienna. So we're gonna start with turquoise, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the sponge, and we are gonna rub that on to create the sky. Super, super easy. So you can see it kind of makes the background a little bit cloudy on its own. All right, so that's all we need for the blue. And then for the bottom, we are going to put a little bit across the bottom here. All right. So now you can see there's a little bit of pan pastels on the edges of the trees. So, and let's see if I can get this a little bit better blended. All right, so where you don't want the pan pastels, you take your eraser and just erase that. And you can also erase the blue off of your trees. Super, super easy. So the blue is not as noticeable as the brown for the trees. All right, so I think I put a little too much down the bottom here, so I'm gonna take some of that off as well. All right. Brush that away. I'm just gonna add just a smidge of color there. All right, so there we go. Now we have it. So we're gonna get rid of the pencil shavings, and now we're gonna seal the pan pastel. So I have some cheap shaping hairspray, and I just bought this at the travel section of the grocery store, and you're just gonna give it a little spritz. So now we are all set with that, and I'm gonna set this aside, and we are gonna work on the gnome. So I have a piece of scrap paper here, and we are going to stamp the gnome in black licorice ink. I'm super nervous. I hope you can't tell. Okay, so now we have the gnome all stamped. And normally I would color him first and die cut him. So here is the die for him. I already pre-cut one since I didn't want to have to die cut on live television. So we have one colored, and then I have one cut, not colored. Then I have some Copic markers here, and we're just going to color him in. So I'm going to start with the red, and I'm going to color his pants. All right. I know I'm going to go outside the lines because there's a little bit of live pressure, but I think we'll do all right. So I'm not going to answer the comments until afterwards because I'm trying to focus on stamping without messing up. So the skin color here for his nose, and I will have all the supplies listed later. So green for the hat. All right, so I am not an expert colorer, if that's even a word, colorer. I really just color. I know there's all kinds of fun techniques and things that you can do with these markers, and they're super artist quality. All I really do is add a little shading where the image allows. So like it should be a little darker here on the edge, so I just go over it a second time, and then we just kind of color it. Trying really, really hard to stay in the lines. All right, so there is his hat. And I'll put a little bit more color there. All right, two more things. We have the little boots. So if you were making a bunch of these for Christmas cards, you could stamp and color all of them at once and then die cut them all out and then put the cards together. It'd be pretty quick. All right, so I'm making his beard gray. I am not, I don't know what I was gonna say, but okay, so here we go. I'm just about done. So I've just colored in all of his beard gray with the marker, and now I'm going to go over these highlighted parts of the image to give his beard some texture. Nothing fancy, just where the image already has some lines. All right, there we have it. So we're going to bring back in our card base, and we're going to use some foam squares, and this card doesn't even use adhesive. It's so simple. We're going to put some foam squares on here. Take these little backings off, and then go ahead and put that right there, and there you have the card. All right, so again, this is the bundle called Gnome for the Holidays, and it's $35.90, and you can head on over to stampwithjill.com, and I will have a picture of this card up, plus all the links for the supplies, as well as a replay of the video. So thanks for joining me today. Okay.